Well, Bill, we are in our nation's first capital, and it's a perfect place to discuss your theory that miracles helped form the United States.
But when you understand that the British Empire was the most powerful empire in world history, and here's little fledgling America wanting to break away, the world was ruled by dictators, but America, something miraculous happened right here in Philadelphia.
All right, well, let's take a look around the city.
All right.
Well, you know, we've hit a little bit of rain, but that really just serves to remind me that the weather played a providential role in a number of battles throughout American history, including the Battle of Cowpens.
The Battle of Cowpens is when Americans had militia line up in a field. It's portrayed in the movie The Patriot that Mel Gibson had. And the British Colonel Tarleton sees them, can't resist the temptation, charges. The Americans fire a couple times, retreat over a hill. The British follow them to be met by 400 crack, battle-hardened American troops.
So luring the British over the hill.
Into a trap. 100 of them get killed, 800 captured, and then they hightail it out of there, and they come up to the Catawba River. And the Americans cross, the British come right behind it, but a flash flood happens, and the British have to wait half a day to cross. And then they get to the Yadkin River. The Americans cross before the British can, another flash flood. And this happens a third time at the Dan River. And
so 3 different flash floods hold the British at bay.
The British commander Henry Clinton says that we would have caught the enemy again had not there been the rising of the rivers almost miraculously to let the enemy over. So it's a miracle in American history, fascinating history, and it's real and it's true. And that's why you have people like George Washington say the hand of Providence has been so conspicuous in the course of the war that he must be worse than an infidel that lacks faith.
And I think we're on our way to Washington Square.
Right.
So let's head on over there. One of my favorite Washington stories, I think, dates back to the French and Indian War, where he ends one of the battles with bullet holes all through his uniform.
In July of 1755, you have 1,400 British troops marching just south in the Monongahela River Valley. 900 of them are killed in an ambush by these French and the Indians. The river's running red with blood. Washington's delivering orders back and forth for General Braddock. Braddock gets shot. Washington takes Braddock off the field, buries him, and then goes back to Fort Cumberland, and he writes a letter to his brother. And he says, by the almighty hand of Providence, I've been protected. I had 2 horses shot out from under me and 4 bullet holes through my coat, but escaped unhurt.
And one of the Indian warriors after that battle wrote, George Washington was not a man born to be killed by a bullet. That warrior said, I had 17 fair and good shots at him and couldn't bring him down.
And so again, we see this example that God providentially set George Washington aside to lead our country, and he didn't lust for power and set this precedent that we continue today, and we call him the father of our country.
All right, Bill, we're in front of the second bank, which seems like a fitting place to end our tour of Philadelphia, because everybody knows one of the primary phrases on all of our currency is, in God we trust.
Well, as a matter of fact, that was the last bill Abraham Lincoln signed into law, was to put "In God We Trust" on our coins. And this is one of those original 1864 2-cent coins that has "In God We Trust" on it. The phrase came from Francis Scott Key's Star Spangled Banner, the 4th verse, and conquer we must when our cause it is just, and this be our motto, in God is our trust. But America's founders, the very first ones here in Philadelphia, First Continental Congress opens with prayer. They trusted in God.
That after all the miracles we've talked about today, those founding fathers had more than enough reason to trust in God.
That's right. And so this is a miracle in world history that we have a nation that believes you have rights that come from a creator, not from a king. Right here in Philadelphia, this is the beginning of the country that gave birth to the most freedom and liberty and opportunity individually that planet Earth had ever seen.
Well, God bless America. In God we trust.
Amen.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.